Championship. Revs rising, red lights on. Out goes the light. Away they go. Good start by Pollard from pole position. Danny Hans not too sluggish away, but he tucks in behind the yellow car of Pollard as they run up to riches for the first time. Craig Bell has also made a decent start as well, in third place in the number 99 AHS Dominator. But it's the Wev leading into Wilson Hairpin. No, it's not. It's the blue AHS car of number 2, Danny Hans, the Dominator Mark II, that goes through down the inside into Wilson for the first time. So it's Hans leading, Pollard second, and already, as you were kind of suggesting, Josh, they are making a bit of a break away from Craig Bell in third place.
And Pollard's got a tighter line out of Palmer, so I think he might be challenging here down into the hairpin. Yeah, they're side by side, but Hans has got to the inside, so he's got the better line. I think he knows if he's going to win this, he's got to defend like crazy for 15 minutes. Pollard coming back at him, but he's we've got those smoky cars. Ian Buxton's car, possibly.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's still Hans, and this means Craig Bell is going with them. We saw Craig Bell on the podium at Donington, but we haven't seen him so high up since, but he's right there with the top 2 at this stage. Hans, it's going to be a difficult task ahead of him, I would suggest, unless his race pace can be better than his qualifying pace.
Absolutely right. So onto the Bentley straight they go for the first time in this race. Pollard already pulling out alongside Hans. He'll be on the outside line for the left-hander at Brundle. Let's just see. He has got in front. Yes, he's already in front as they arrive at the braking area at Brundle. So now Hans tries to pick up the tow on the way into Brundle and Nelson. Craig Bell is still there in third place. So I thought initially he was going to drop back a little bit, but he is still there. It's the gap to fourth place that's a bigger one. Is that Matthew Hyde in fourth place at the moment?
Either he or Ian Buxton, the two
just trying
similar cars together.
Up. It's Hyde, isn't it, that's in fourth place at the moment. He's had a good season so far, his debut season in the category. So it's Pollard leading from Hans, from Bell as they come towards the end of the first lap. Then it's Matthew Hyde fourth, and Ian Buxton fifth, I think.
And it's right underneath the gearbox of the leader for Hans, and he's going to try and fight back here, down towards Ritchie's. He's on the outside line as they sweep into the first corner, but Pollard just about toughs it out in front. Hyde, who we were talking about, might be losing a place there into Ritchie's. Ian Buxton was on his inside line, but for the lead, Craig Pollard did hang on. And they stay as they are then Craig Bell third. Then this gap back, and Ian Buxton did get the better of Matthew Hyde. There they are, fourth and fifth. Hyde made a better start here because at Brands Hatch he struggled on the first lap a bit and then had to fight back as the race went on. He didn't fought back well, but a better start here by the youngster.
He's got a lot less experience than Ian Buxton, who's been racing this for years. Lots of Formula V wins down the years. Hyde in his first season of racing was 16 years of age. He's diabetic as well, so an extra challenge there. And he's coming up the inside of Ian Buxton, and that's a nice move ahead of the smoky Ian Buxton. So the two gaps together, but it's Hyde that goes past. But despite that smoke, Buxton gets a good exit from Agostini. He's going to be alongside him, I think, going through Hamilton, and has got the place back by the looks of it. So it's Buxton back to fourth and Hyde to fifth. They'll be slowing each other up, though, I would think, in all of this, and losing ground to the top 3.
Yeah, Craig Bell is a long way ahead of them, isn't he? He's doing a great job. He's trying to go with the leaders. He was sliding about. Matthew Hyde fantastically fast there off of Williams. Had to jink out the toe. He's gone so quick out the corner. He couldn't really pick up the toe. He was going so fast. So I had to draw up alongside Ian Buxton. But is that going to hurt him in the long run? Possibly. Let's see. I think it is, because Ian Buxton's coming back here on the inside line. Oh, and one's gone off a bit further back. One of the Lanyes, I think that was.
Rick Lanier, I think. 24 AHS Dominator. Oh, and that's Hyde back through.
Yeah, around the outside at Brundles. That's pretty brave.
Yeah, so ahead of Buxton, who is a driver that will give no quarter. And then you've got Tim Frobert there in 6th place, number 6. Vaughan Jones 7th in number 43. Matt Harper 8th in number 33. But good drive here from Hyde in that number 51 car, and plenty of karting down the years. But first season of car racing. Up front, it's Craig Parler, just in the best lap of the race at 2:09.81, and that's only 0.4 of a second outside the lap record, set jointly by Paul Smith in 2015 and James Harridge in September 2020. And off there, oh, that is the Lanier car again, isn't it, that we saw a moment ago. Rick Lanier's Dominator off. There's Danny Hans in second place, the 2008 champion who had many years away from Formula V before coming back to it for the 50th anniversary celebrations in 2017, 5 years ago now. But he's playing second fiddle here to Craig Pollard, who's showing really good form with this WEV, and as we say, getting close now to that lap record, and see if he can break it in the next few moments.
This great big number on the side of the car which he put on over the course of the Brands Hatch weekend. That makes that car much easier to see from a distance which one it is. Well, it's pretty obvious on the colour scheme anyway, but it helps even more. So there's Hyde, he's pulled away from Ian Buxton now, and behind him Prober, Vaughan Jones and Andrew Cooper getting involved in the battle. We missed Andrew Cooper at the last meeting.
Yeah, and he obviously had a problem on the first lap because he qualified on row 3, 5th on the grid. He's had some dramas in the early stage, and he's now trying to battle his way back past Tim Prober here.
Yeah, he's already got Vaughan Jones in there as well, so that's a great little battle, is that? Yeah, safety car boards.
Yes. And is that because of the Daniel Landy car that's on the exit of Williams, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, it's not like we just saw not far away from off the circuit, so it's not a particular shock. Are we going to get any more racing in?
Yes, that's the question, because there's only 8 3/4 minutes to go here, and Tim Prober with his hand in the air, that's to acknowledge the fact that he's seen the safety car, which we now see pulling out onto the circuit.
Oh, there's the car here as well, just past our commentary position.
Oh,
I don't think that would be cause of a safety car, but there's another car that stopped.
Who is that?
We've lost Rachel Swain from the race as well.
But it's not Rachel.
Oh, there's damage there to Craig Bell's car. Not sure how that would have happened.
Yeah, because he wasn't really close to anybody, was he? So unless he's clouted the curb or something like that.
He'd lost the nose cone at the very least.
Yeah, maybe he had a bit of a grassy moment or something and that dislodged it. Could have been. Anyway, safety cars picked them up.
So for Matthew Hyde, if we do get a restart, means he's going to be right there with the top 3. That was a big gap to Craig Bell.
Yeah, he's had a 3rd, a 4th and a couple of 5th places this season, Matthew Hyde, and he's going well in the championship, in 3rd position in his first season of racing.
There's a former championship winning car, isn't it? The Storm there. The ex-Ben Maludi car. Ben Cressy at the wheel nowadays. He's 9th in the race.
Yeah, and 10th in the point standings coming into this weekend as well. So sort of roughly it's his batting average really today. So behind the safety car then, hopefully we'll get these cars recovered fairly quickly, and we will get at least one more lap of racing in. But of course, with such a few number of laps in the race anyway, when you do start to lose time behind the safety car, you very quickly lose racing laps.
Matt Harbour, that's the car off, I think, just past us.
Yes, that does make sense. Yes, in terms of the colour scheme and the height of the driver as well.
So he's dropping down the timing screen, as you obviously expect for a car that's not running. But everybody else is. So we've lost Harbour, Lanier and Swain from this race. The safety car's going nice and slow to give the marshals up there at Williams the time and space they need to deal with that car that's off the road.
Yeah, so hopefully the marshals and crews can deal with that car that's off the circuit.
I think the car they're taking is a bit smoky. Inside the top 10 for Adam Zieber, which is a good effort from him. Yeah,
no, it's good to see Adam doing well. The Pole, based in Wales these days, is the operations manager at London Motorsport. Moved to the UK 17 years ago with his family at the age of 10.
Slightly concerned about the smoke that was coming out the back of that car.
Yeah, the engine of that car built by James Harridge, and the car prepared by Adam and his friends.
So where is the Lanier car? That's still off the road. We'll get a shot of that in a moment.
Yeah, so...
but yeah, safety car, the speed it's going is like we're hoping... No, it's recovery vehicle's not there yet, is it?
Black and orange driving mechanical warning flag going out to Adam Zieber, 21.
I spoke about that too much.
Yeah, there's the Lanier car, and you're right, it is very close to the edge of the circuit, so hopefully it can be towed away, but you'd think it's going to be at least one more lap behind the safety car, don't you?
That takes a lot of time doing 3 miles.
Exactly.
Nice they can get it across the track pretty rapidly, because there is a gap in the barrier.
True.
And a V's nice and light, which is easier. This is that one of the problem we had at Brands Hatch for big heavy cars got into the gravel trap. That takes time.
Yeah.
Compared to the lighter cars like we've got here.
Safety car going just about as slowly as it dares, I think, here.
I wonder if that might cause any overheating issues for anybody. You see some drivers sort of weaving about, some drivers trying to get out of the air of the other cars.
Yeah.
Even Craig Pollard moving away from where the safety car line is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just wouldn't thought there's too much heat come up the back of that compared to the race cars.
Air-cooled engines, of course, these Volkswagen Beetle engines. So you need some air in them. And
So let's see if we can have a view of this Craig Bell car. If it is just the nose that's come off it, or if there's further damage.
I think it's just the nose, isn't it, from what I can see? I think it must have just been it got onto the curb or the grass or something that's dislodged it, or either that or it wasn't properly attached in the first place.
I think if we don't get the safety car in,
We might not get to any more racing laps,
right.
because there's already only 4 minutes to go. It's going to be another best part of a minute before it gets to the line, and I suspect, therefore, that we may have seen the last of our racing in the Martins Group Formula V Championship.
Is that the nose?
It is, isn't it? That's where the nose of Craig Bell's car has ended up. He could almost lean out and pick it up, couldn't he? Slower they're going.
He's having a good look over, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, is the light's going to go out really late?
No, safety car lights are still on, so about 3.5 minutes to go. Oh, there is a green flag being waved. The safety car did go in, and the green flags are being waved, so that's a very late decision indeed. So we are going to get probably 2 more laps of racing then in this Martins Group Formula V Championship. That's caught everybody by surprise as they head up towards the first corner of the new lap. It is still Craig Pollard leading from Danny Hans in second, Craig Bell third, and Hyde has just lost out to Ian Buxton for 4th place as they went into Riches that time. Yeah,
where I thought Hyde might have a go at Craig Bell, it's turned out to be the other way, hasn't it? Where he's lost that position once again to Ian Buxton. Oh, there's cars off. There's at least 2 off at Riches. A bit further back in the pack. They're going to get back on though, I think. Go through the dust. Well, there's Pollard sliding the web. Hans, Bell, they're all spread, and then a bit closer behind. Smoky Buxton under pressure from Hyde. He comes up the inside into the Agassini hair, but he breaks late. He goes through and gets the position then back into 4th place. So that has allowed once again, despite that damage, Craig Bell to pull away. So it's all about this battle for 4th. Hyde moves his car to the middle of the road, defends the line, goes back to the racing line for Hamilton. Then you've got then Buxton, then Probert and Vaughan Jones all in this. Andrew Cooper didn't make a good restart, I don't think, because he didn't seem to be in that shot.
No.
Right in this group. Let's see as they come into Williams. Hyde's car moving around a lot there, but he gets the car through. Accelerates off then down the Bentley Straight for what is the 5th time in this race. Just the 1 safety car lap.
Yep, so Craig Pollard's coming towards us then, and he's already made good ground away from Danny Hans there, hasn't he, in this this restart of the race. And so here's Buxton and Hyde, and it's Buxton on the inside, Hyde on the outside. He's done this once already, hasn't he? And Buxton's lost it this time. Tim Probert has to go around the outside of him on the grass. Oh, and we've lost, and with damage as well, the number 40 car of Ivan Turner in the Leaston as well. So that's going to cause a problem. Ian Buxton is back onto the circuit, having been delayed. We've got the black and orange flag that's going out to Adam Zebra, I think, number 21.
And the last lap board.
And no, that may well be. Well, it's certainly not the checker flag at the time. So the last lap board out as well. So Craig Pollard going on to his final lap then, and he's now nearly 2 seconds clear of Danny Hans, with Craig Bell another 4 seconds behind in 3rd, Matthew Hyde in 4th position. But 1 or 2 problems for various drivers as we got towards the end of the race, and I can see that Ian Buxton is trying to get back ahead of Ben Cressy for 7th position into Riches as we watch Craig Pollard.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a touch between Hyde and Buxton or not, but you don't think so?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so that's good. Andrew Cooper hasn't come through, so that's why he wasn't in that shot. He's seemingly gone out of the race. So some real dramas on the restart for various drivers. So he's gone through now in 19th, way back. There, you can see. But there's Craig Pollard, he's a long way ahead of everybody else, 1.9 seconds ahead of Hans.
Looking for his 5th victory of the season here, of course, in the 7th round of the championship. 56, Christian Goller is into the pits. I'm afraid out of the race. Got counting down to 0. So the time element of the race is now over. And we've got half of the final lap to go. There you can see Craig Pollard just having turned onto the Bedden Straight. There's Danny Hans following him, but a good couple of seconds behind. There's that other car now that's gone off on the inside.
More dust at Agostini. That's because there's a car gone off there, possibly.
That's 88. It's Francis Twyman that's gone off into the barriers, I think.
That's impressive at Agostini. There's another car involved, though. Is that the Zebra car? The Blendini man, it looks like it might have been. We don't normally get into the tyre with Agostini without there being some assistance in there.
It's going to be a bit of clearing up to be done at the end of this race, that's for certain. Number 92, Craig Pollard, though, is clearing off. I don't know about clearing up, because he's a long way clear now of Danny Hans in 2nd position, and the company director from Suffolk. Very strong performance indeed from him, coming up to the line to take the checkered flag. 5th victory of the season in the Martins Group Formula V Championship for Craig Pollard. He new fastest lap on the last lap as well, but not the lap record. Still a couple of tenths outside that, 29.60.
For 3rd, Matthew Hyde caught Craig Bell, a gap that was 2 seconds on the last lap. So that was Bell that gets there, but only just, so that was a good last lap from Hyde.
Yeah, his personal best, a 2:12.75, and a PB for Tim Probert as well, as he holds off Vaughan Jones for 5th place. Craig Bell was 3rd, by the way, and Danny Hans was 2nd. Ian Buxton took 7th, Ben Cressy 8th, Daniel Lanier 9th, brother of Rick, who we saw retire earlier on, and Mark Egan rounding out the top 10 in the number 75 Ray. But Craig Pollard there, really a class above everyone else. His best lap was 209.6. The next best lap by anybody was a 211.27 for Daniel Hans. So he's nearly 1.7 seconds faster than anybody else there, John.
Not as much as the qualifying gap, but there's another car off, 7. That's going to get back going. That's Richard Walsh. Checkered flag still waved, more cars coming across the line. Andrew Cooper got back to 14th, so he had a better last lap. Of course, he gained positions with incidents ahead of him. So another paddock, I think, that's going to be busy here overnight to try and get cars back out for tomorrow's Formula V race. Well,
that's at 11:25 in the morning for tomorrow's single Formula V race. So there's plenty of time in the morning as well for drivers to try to repair cars as well, and their teams. And a little bit of clearing up work to be done after that race as well. So we're a few moments before we get the Freaky Part Sport Specials cars out onto the grid, I think. That's going to be the next race, and then we've got 2 more races after that, the Toyota MR2s and the Race Parts Historic 750 Formula Series Handicap race to round out the day. So we will look forward to those. Formula V's now have made their way into Parc Ferme. I can see Craig Pollard's out of his car. He's already got a garland around his neck, shaking hands there with Danny Hans and Craig Bell, I think, down there too. Still yet to get his helmet off, but very shortly I think we'll be able to head downstairs to hear from our successful drivers. Kieran McGinley is our man down in Parc Ferme with the microphone, and he'll be grabbing them to speak to in just a second. In fact, let's head down there right now. Kieran, over to you.
So we're here in Parc Ferme now with our top 3 of the race, and I'm delighted to say we've got Craig Pollard to have a chat to. First, Craig, congratulations on the victory. How was it out there? Talk us through it.
Yeah, there was a bit of oil down, so especially after the restart, and so I just had to watch a couple of patches, but not sure on the safety car restart, if I'm honest. I kind of had this itching feeling that the safety car might dive in at the last point, but after we went through the last corner, I thought, oh, it'll be out for another lap, and then it dived in, which I'm not sure about, to be honest. Doesn't give you much chance to kind of prepare for a restart. But yeah, held on to it, and car is as good as ever, so looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely. And before the safety car then, talk us through your race before then, because you had a couple of battles out there.
Yeah, Danny got past me. Still just finding my way around. I think we're not testing really for the rest of the year, so I mean I've had qualifying to get kind of used to it, and then straight out. But it's a long race. You don't win it on the first corner, so you know, especially having a toe off Danny down the straight helps, and just left it for later on.
Great, congratulations on the victory. Go and enjoy yourself out there. Congratulations. Let's have a chat to our second place driver then. I'll be careful not to actually touch the car. Dan Hands. Dan, congratulations, second place. A little bit hard done by safety car?
No, not really. Craig had the pace on us today. He's got a really good car. He's a good driver. Didn't really have much of an answer for him today. I thought I had to get in front of him early on to have any chance, and then just try and defend like mad. But I got past him down at turn 2 at the hairpin. I held him for a while. He got in front of me. I pushed him into a couple of mistakes. Kept with him for a couple of laps, and then unfortunately broke my toe. And then when that happened, he got too far away. So when the safety car came out, I thought, oh, maybe I could do the same thing again. Maybe get a good run on him into the hairpin. But the safety car came in, literally, the lights came out up through the last corner, and he dived in at the last minute, and obviously I weren't ready to go. So we didn't get much of a warning for the safety car coming in. So unfortunately, I couldn't get a run on him. So that was pretty much it, because there's only a lap left after that lap. So, but yeah, second place. It's we'll take that, but we've got a lot of work to do to kind of catch up that car. So.
And how does it prepare you for tomorrow?
Well, hopefully we get a bit of wet weather, and then it maybe might even the field up a little bit. But again, we don't know what that car goes like in the wet, really. He's been out once at Croft, I think, in the wet, and he did all right. So, yeah, I mean, we've only been out in the wet once as well in this car. It's a new car, so it's, again, uncertain times, really. So, but yeah, hopefully, bit of wet weather, might even it up, and hopefully have a good race tomorrow.
I'm glad you mentioned the weather and not me, so I hope you got that. Dan, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Congratulations on P2.
Thank you very much, cheers.
Yeah, well, that's P2, and let's have a chat to Craig Bell. Craig Bell's over there. He's having a wave at me. Craig, P3 at the end there. You had a great battle at the end there, just about P3. How'd you feel?
Absolutely knackered. I had a spinning car and lost my nose cone, and then obviously I think it was matching forth behind us, and he caught us at the end. And obviously I didn't have much grip, so I nearly lost P3 right at the end, but it was a hard drive. But at the start I had quite good pace, got a gap to the ones behind, tagged onto these two again, but after that they got a gap on us again, and same again, don't quite have the speed to quite challenge them. We're getting a bit nearer, so we'll keep working. So.
And how were you for that safety car restart?
I got caught out a bit. Obviously I was seeing what the car was doing, and then all of a sudden it was gone, and I had to get on it quick. So that's when them two got a gap on us on that start. So, but luckily no one behind kind of got on my back, so I managed to get a gap again, and that was enough to the end, thank God. So.
And how's that prepare you for tomorrow now? How do you feel about that?
Probably quite good, yeah. It's going to rain tomorrow, I think. I think the forecast isn't so good.
I'm glad you said that, not me.
Yeah, well, it always does when we go out, doesn't it? But we'll see how we get on. We'll start in third again tomorrow. So fingers crossed, keep it on the black stuff. That's the main aim. I've been off a few times this weekend already, so it's I need to keep it on there. So.
Keep it on the tarmac. Congratulations, Craig, on P3.
Thank you. Cheers.
And with that, that concludes this race. So up next then, it's going to be the Freaky Parts Sports Specials Championship.